everybody, thank you so much for joining me for another video. Today I am going to be talking about Journey to the Well by Diana Wallis Taylor. You all know that I really loved Lydia, Woman of Philippi by Diana Wallis Taylor, so of course I went on a little Amazon shopping spree and bought pretty much every other book I could find. One of which was Journey to the Well, which is every time. Journey to the Well is Diana Wallis Taylor's imagining of the woman at the well from the New Testament. And before I really get into the review, I'm gonna go ahead and read the back cover. Mara is a young girl in love with her childhood friend Jessie. When she is forced to marry an older man, she must abandon her dreams of happiness at the mercy of men who are often only interested in using her. Mara must fight for survival. Will she ever meet a man who can save her? The story of the Samaritan woman at Jacob's Well is one of hope, redemption, and a life changed in an instant through a remarkable encounter. Jesus told her everything she'd ever done, but we are left to wonder at the circumstances that led her life on such a tragic path to begin with. Now, from the creative mind of Diana Wallis Taylor, comes the full story of the woman at the well. This well-researched portrayal of a woman's life in the time of Jesus opens a window into a fascinating world. Taylor's rich descriptions of the landscapes, lifestyles, and rituals mesh easily with the emotional and very personal story of one woman who desperately seeks to rise above the difficult circumstances of her life. So this book was really intriguing to me because I'm not sure that I was initially very interested. Initially, The Woman at the Well kind of sounded like a really depressing story because there's this woman who has had several husbands and, you know, her life is basically in shambles, and it just kind of sounded, I was like, how is this author going to handle all of that in a story? Because you think about it, a woman doesn't just, you know, one day end up having had 5 husbands and blink her eyes at the fact. It's something that really, like, there's a bigger story there at play, and that's what I appreciated so much about this book, because it really went into detail about that story and just gave you maybe an idea of what it might have been like, which is again one of the most amazing reasons why I love biblical fiction so much. And okay, so to start off with, one of the things that I really loved about the book was at the beginning, one of the first scenes that you read is about her as a child being sent to the well. So it already establishes the well being a place that she goes to, but she always comes home to bad news. And you know, when she comes home from the well as a child, she arrives to find that her aunt has found her a man that she's going to marry, and he's not a very nice man, and Mara is not very happy about it. I read this book while I was on an airplane from New York back to where I live in Arizona, and it took me about half the flight to read, so it was actually a very quick read for me, and maybe that's just because I binge read things really easily. Once I start something, I don't put it down, I just read it and then I'm done. Especially if I'm in an airport and it's boring and I need something to occupy my mind with so that I don't go crazy waiting for my flight. So it was a very quick read for me. Even though I read it very fast, I still felt like I really lived a lifetime in this woman's shoes. It's in the third person and it's just very tragic. You know, people lie, they cheat, they steal from her. There's murder involved and death and tragedies. And she earns this reputation by no fault of her own, really, of being this kind of loose woman or this scandalous woman, regardless of the fact that she herself was a victim of abuse and, you know, just a victim in general. And, you know, throughout the book, she just asks herself, and she really asks God, if there is a God, why is this happening to me? What purpose does this serve? And, you know, she may never have known what purpose it served, what purpose her story served. But that story is continually used in the church today to just describe who Jesus was and what his ministry meant and what forgiveness is and sin, and how when you become a Christian, you have a well that will never run dry, a water that will keep you from ever being thirsty. And that's what Christianity is all about. But she just felt like a very humble, lowly person, and she didn't get how any of that really made sense for her. And so it was just amazing to watch that unfold. And then by the end of the story, the joy that she finds, because she has been broken down to nothing. She has nothing left, no happiness, zilch, and you know, she has found this new redemptive power and she's just rejuvenated, and she goes back to her life a new woman, a kind woman, a stronger woman, and I just found the whole story exceptionally empowering, really. The ending it wasn't a really dramatic ending for me, so it just kind of stopped. The story stopped. You know, she's in the middle of her life, she finds Jesus, and then the story just comes to a halt. So I did have a minor issue with that fact, just because I was hoping for something a little bit more, that there would be a little bit more justice on her behalf. But the point of the story, I understand, is that she found her redemption in Jesus Christ, and that's what really changed her life. So yeah, overall I really enjoyed the book. I would definitely give it a 4 out of 5 stars, which is really high for me. I always feel like, I should just give the books the extra star, but like I saved that extra star for like 2 or 3 books that really just like change my life. If you would like to know more about this book and maybe read my thoughts in a way that's a little bit less babbling and scatterbrained, I know I tend to talk fast, you can go ahead and check that out at my blog at www.jennavanmourik.com, and it'll be under Journey to the Well by Diana Wallis Taylor, a review. You can also go ahead, if you really like my personality and think we have similar taste in books or something, go ahead and check out my Instagram and Twitter at Jenna Van Mourik. On Instagram, I post daily photos of what I'm reading, what I'm writing, and what I'm doing with my life, just to kind of follow me along on my writing journey and maybe get some book recommendations. I do upload on YouTube here twice a week, so if you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more. That way I know that someone out there is actually watching this. And you know what? Hey, why not leave a comment or something? I don't know. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this review. I certainly enjoyed reading the book and making the review for you. I will see you in my next video. Bye!